こんにちは、皆さん。はじめまして。私はシャフィク・ファリク・ビン・アルファンです。そうですね。今、マレーの面白い物語が、そうですね。デワムダということです。ご紹介したいと思います。えー、デワはマレー語で神様です。ムダは若い人。あすいませんね。私の日本語はちょっとあんまり上手じゃないですからね。今から、英語でご紹介したいと思います。Alright, everyone. My name is Shafiq Falik bin Alfan. I'm from Malaysia, of course. And today, what I would like to share with you guys is about Dewa Muda story. It's about Dewa Muda is very interesting story. It's actually part of the tradition in Yong performance. So Yong is actually a dance theater which is very popular since a few hundred years ago. Although people are not able to say when does the tradition of Yong started, but it is actually quite old, probably a few or several hundred years old. So it is very popular in the northeast and northern state of Malaysia last time, which can be understood or understand today comprises of several states in the northeast and northern state of Malaysia, which is Kelantan on the northeast side of Malay Peninsula and Terengganu. Also in the past, it is also very popular in the north to northwestern side of Malaysia, which is the state of Perlis and Kedah as well. So, and it is also in the past, because in the past, the Patani, the southern state in Thailand, also shared common identity with the northeast side of Malaysia. So they shared common tradition. So, which is why it is also popular. The story of Dewa Muda is also very popular in Thai as well. Particularly in the Patani, Yala, and Narathiwat area around the southern side of Thailand, bordering with the state of Kelantan in Malaysia. So why it is very important? So Dewa Muda tells a story about a prince. One day he woken up by a dream that says that he must do something, he must fulfill his destiny to do something. So he doesn't know what to do. And one day he was asked, maybe he should go to the forest and go for hunting. And he stumbled across a pond. And then in the pond, it says that a princess communicated with him, the sky princess, a princess that is actually living in the heaven, in the sky. So she said to him, I want to meet you. So if you want to meet me, please find me in the heaven or in the sky, because I live in the kingdom of the sky or the heaven. So because he feels that this is his destiny, and then he asks his servant or assistant, how can he go on the sky, up in the sky, and meet this princess? Because he might fall in love. It seems that he falls in love with this princess. So after that, after discussion with his attendant or maybe his servant, so Dewa Muda actually hops on a golden kite to fly into the sky and meet this princess. And so when he uses this golden kite, it helps him to meet the princess, and he managed to find her. And so they started to meet with each other, this Dewa Muda and also the princess, this princess. So what happened was, because the father of the princess is actually an ogre. So of course he sees that he's very protective of his daughter. So the princess decided that maybe it is better to make it a secret between her and the prince, the Dewa Muda. So, but unfortunately, the servant of the princess saw the meeting between Dewa Muda and the princess. And what happened was, usually Dewa Muda will meet the princess by disguising himself as animal, so that there are no people that were suspicious of the meeting. And then one day, the servant of this princess managed to caught this animal. It was actually a prince in disguise. And so what happened was, the servant killed the prince, and then the prince died. But fortunately, through healing, this prince managed to be revived by the people of the kingdom, of his kingdom, of this Dewa Muda Kingdom. And so he was sent back to the earth to revive, and then he wakes up again. And then the story is actually can be ended in two ways. Either he stays with his family back on earth, or insists on going up to the sky and marry the princess. So this is the story of Dewa Muda in Mak Yong, and is the most important story of Mak Yong tradition. And Mak Yong is actually one of the important intangible cultural heritage of the Malay people in Malaysia, and it is being regarded by UNESCO as part of the intangible cultural heritage of the world in 2005. So it is very important tradition, and it's very important to the Malay people. And the most interesting part is, in Mak Yong tradition, the way that you perform the story is actually without a script. So nobody, in the traditional sense, in the villages, in the rural areas, they do not actually have a script to perform this dance theater of Dewa Muda. So they actually inherited the oral story from their parents or grandparents, or maybe their uncles, or maybe their granduncles and grandaunts. So this is how they pass the tradition from one generation to another. So it is very interesting because it is an oral tradition instead of a very script-based tradition. So why is Dewa Muda is very important as well in Mak Yong? Because there is also a shamanistic ritual healing that is associated with Mak Yong, which is called main teri, which see Dewa Muda as a very important tradition within this tradition of ritualistic healing. So Dewa Muda, for the shaman who wanted to cure a person who has a spiritual illness, is very important because it represents the longing of luxury, of the happiness in life. So just like the scene where they revive the Dewa Muda, This is actually what happens within the traditional healing rituals of the Malay people who practice minteri. They actually use the story of Dewa Muda to invoke the excitement so that the people who have this spiritual illness can get better. So the tradition of the shamanistic ritual healing, which is related to Mak Yong, is that the one who have this sickness that they call Dewa Muda angin. Angin is actually wind in the Malay language. So when they see that, okay, this person or this patient have angin of Dewa Muda, so what happened was, to cure themselves, they will actually ask the patient to be part of the performance. So meaning that the patient will act in Mak Yong performance along with the shaman who will guide them on how to perform the story. So, which is why this story is a very important and very interesting for me, and which is why I choose to share this with you so that all of you can know about this tradition and cultural heritage as well. So I hope that you find this presentation, a very simple presentation, informative. And please, if you want further information, you can check out or maybe search in the Google search on Mak Yong and Dewa Muda. So thank you so much for listening to my explanation, and hope you find this interesting, and I hope that you will also enjoy the program done by my friend, which is Haruka-san. So with that, 皆さんありがとうございました。またよろしくお願いします。